So this is Apollo 6. Apollo 6 has quite a few changes compared to Apollo 5. You'll notice that there's a lot more, well, there's a lot more of these fins on here to try and control it. It just doesn't have a particularly good amount of control at the moment. You'll also notice that I've got like 11 million different struts and things, just to try and get it into a place where it's not going to explode. Because it's kind of good that it doesn't explode, and at the moment it's a little prone to exploding. But you'll notice I've got rid of the nose cone escape tower stuff. I've come to the conclusion that if my Kerbals have some problems with this, they can always talk to their union. I've also switched around some of the decouplers, so that they're a bit more solid than they were. And I've put this frame also around the decouplers to try and give some more rigidity to these points where they have the most kind of weakness, really. So we've still got our fixed lander, which we know can actually land on there. We've got our upper stage. Oh, I've gotten rid of the RCS tank and replaced it with this little RCS tank. No doubt that's going to give us a lot of grief. I've also noticed that we're very slightly misaligned on our RCS versus other RCS pods. Can we just put it there? That looks a bit nicer. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better aligned. So hopefully we'll actually manage to get this into a decent kind of orbit. I think it's capable of getting us into at least 100 kilometer on its second stage, and we'll use its third stage. We'll have to burn the third stage really long in order to get us into that stable orbit. But you know, we'll see how this works out. It's a long shot anyway. (111, 138). So with about half a tank or so of fuel left, how much have we got? We've got most of that tank. We've got none of that tank. We've managed to get into Kerbin orbit. That's not too bad. It's not the best orbit in the world, 111, 138, but that is nonetheless an orbit. What on earth is that? Apollo 5. Yeah, that was an earlier. Yeah, you saw the Apollo 5 highlights. Yeah, that was really badly done. Man, there's so much junk around here. Anyway, so we haven't done too badly. We've managed to actually get into a reasonable kind of place. So Bill, Jeb, and Bob, I think our next mission is going to be to transfer one of you over to the LEM, and we're going to begin our figuring out on our translunar. If I could find the MUN. Thank you, MUN. Alright, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to simply 0.3 degrees. That's fine. I'm not going to worry too much about that. First thing we're going to do is try and do a burn at our PE. Yeah. So our intention is to try and get to it's 11.4. 'Cause we need a bit more than that actually. Okay, there's a MUN. Oh, there's quite a good MUN Let's have a look at that. Yeah, okay. That's a pretty good one. That's actually a... Wow! That's actually a slingshot that would hit Minimus without too much of a correction. That's good to remember, because that gets us a slingshot. Yeah, we'll have to remember that we can do that. Alright, so that's not the nicest place to do the burn. You know, ideally we would want to do it on the... we want to do it somewhere else, probably. But that's looking pretty good. Where's our... Yep. Unescape, unencounter... Yeah, that's all looking pretty good. So that burn is in 14 minutes time. It's about an 800 meter per second burn, but we already know that we can probably achieve that quite easily with our current insertion craft. So we should have no trouble with half a tank of fuel doing an 800 meter per second burn. It reckons it'll be 3 minutes, so we'll start at 1.5 minutes. Might actually have fuel spare. I don't know. It is possible we'll actually have fuel spare. Will actually have fuel spare. That is actually moderately surprising. Alright, so we should be on our way to the Mun. We're actually going to be a little bit early. We're going to have to do a mid-course correction. And a maneuver here. Why is this maneuver node gone all weird? Better. So we're just gonna no, we're just gonna slow down a little bit. That's better. Yeah. Yeah, we're just going to correct it. Yeah, okay, so that's our correction burn. That's there so that we can do a corrective orbit. Wow, we can huh. On the way things are going, we actually would be in a Kerbin escape. Wow, surprised by that. Of course, that involves us crashing into the Mun. Whereas we actually just want to do a correction to try and come up fairly close to it. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, okay. So, we've got a corrective burn in 2 hours 18 minutes that will execute with this stage because it's only 13 and a half meters per second, so we'll have no trouble executing it with this stage. So we'll just fly out there, I think. So we're going to have a 54. We're going to want a burn at that closest point to radically slow down so that we can come into a nice close orbit around. Yeah. 83, 48. 80, 47. Yeah, that's good enough. So that's our next burn. That's 53 seconds. That will get us into a position where we can actually we're in Mun orbit, and we can actually get into our lander and go off on a bit of a journey. And we've probably got enough fuel. 53 seconds. Might not make that burn. It is in 4 hours. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, it's still a 53 second burn, so I'm gonna want to start it at least 4 minutes out, I think, just because otherwise it will be really problematic. Not convinced that I'm going to manage to actually get a decent burn out of this otherwise. I'm going to need time to eject stages and things. In fact, probably it would have been better to have docked with the lander before now, but well, you know, we'll see how much of an orbit we manage to get. Let's just try and put it on our node and expend some fuel. I reckon we're going to be stuck with a burn that's way longer than a minute. Actually make it. Well, we actually made it into orbit with all of our CSM fuel and with how well has that come out? Oh, that's not good. We're gonna need to do a burn right now. Why can't I do a burn? Oh, because the maneuver node's already... Just add a maneuver. Yeah. Yep, that's coming up now. That's a 25-second burn, and we probably do have the fuel left for it. I don't know. I don't even know where that burn is. Either way, we're going to have to do that burn to try and correct ourselves in our orbit, because it's really not so good what we've ended up with, and we've really got to get to this node quickly. Because we're actually already overshooting it. Alright, we have managed to make an orbit, 113, 125. That's good enough. That's good enough. That's good enough for this stage. So we're gonna pop some... yeah, okay. I'm currently floating around, which is not so cool. Let's just stop. Alright, so we're gonna pop Jeb for an EVA. He's just gonna climb down. Yeah. Right, okay, we have Bill and Jeb in our lander. Look, here's them in our lander. Isn't that lander awesome? Where's the other guy in the lander? Apparently the lander can isn't that interesting. Anyway, so that's our lander can. And do we still have an orbit? Oh good, we do still have an orbit. So while I was faffing around, we still have an orbit. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of our... we're gonna get rid of this stage. Decouple all of that. Bye! So that's all good. Now we're going to need to do the most annoying part of the entire exercise, which is... well, I'm actually quite happy enough to just go down in the lander just as is, to be honest. I have to just sort of say, well, doesn't matter too much if we just, since we've got a couple of people in our lander, we don't have to turn around and dock with it, so why don't we just say bon voyage. Go down to the surface of the mountain. While we're here, we're just gonna decouple that as well. So that'll be all well and floaty off by the time we actually get to it. We've still got quite a lot of monopropellants. We've got a whole lot in our lander as well. So we're actually looking pretty good. I think we'll be doing quite well. There's Apollo 6, and here's the Apollo 6 lander. The Apollo 6 lander is going to attempt to come in for a landing site somewhere near Probe A. Where yeah, okay, good luck with that. That's going to be quite difficult to pull off. So what we'll do is set up a maneuver node. Can we set that? No, that's the Apollo 5 lander. No. How about 1 probe A? We can't set that as a target. No. We can set that as a target, but not. Oh well. What we should do is clear our. How are we doing? This is all good. We haven't broken off our engine or anything. No, I think that's pretty good. We haven't managed to break off our poodle engine. We'll just shut down that engine for now. Oh no, it's already shut down. Cool. So what we want to do is enable our RCS. Currently this is all... Oh no, RCS is still enabled. Well, that's all good. We will activate our engine, and then we're going to plan a maneuver node to basically decelerate us until we get somewhere near 30,000 meters. Looks pretty good. 16,000. We'll be going really fast at that point. 13,000. No, I think we actually want to make it about 30,000. 25,000. Okay, so the rationale behind making it only 25,000 is I think that we'll probably end up going long, and I'm trying to get somewhere near Apollo 3's lander. Or better yet, yeah, the Apollo 3 lander would be really nice, but we're probably not going to manage to make that given the weird orbit inclination we're actually on. So yeah, never mind. Used a third of our fuel, which is not so cool. We're going to need quite a lot of our fuel. I don't know how high these peaks are. That's the next problem. Is that I don't really know how high they are. So, do we see any shadows? Not yet. This looks like a bumpy place though. 39 kilometers away. Huh. Within 100 kilometers of one of our previous launch landing sites. That's not actually too bad. Used nearly half our fuel. Alright, we're on the Mun. Wasn't the prettiest landing in the world, and we've used way more fuel than we should have. But we are on the Mun. We're 88 kilometers, really? Wow, Apollo 3, Apollo 6. We're not that far. That's pretty cool, actually. We're not that far from Apollo 3. So, you know, at least there's some vague chance that we could have actually gotten to Apollo 3. What's that over there? 31 kilometers away is something. I don't know what. That's interesting. What is 31 kilometers away? Is it something we can switch to? Apollo 3 lander debris. Yeah, okay. Right, that's the engine. What's 85 kilometers this way? Munprobe A. Oh, okay. Munprobe A is, where is it? Apollo 6, Apollo 5. Munprobe A is over there. And that's Apollo 3. So we've actually landed in the general vicinity of quite a lot of stuff. Apollo 3 isn't actually that far away, it's only about 30 kilometers. If we had a little rover, we could probably do something interesting with it. I'm just going to shut down that engine because I don't want to accidentally mess with it. Alright. Both Jeb and Bob have spent a little bit of time on the Mun, a couple of hours. What we need to do is time this for when... Oh, it's right over the head. Well, it was right overhead, and now it's not. So we're just going to wait for it to come around again, to be honest. Where is it? Come on. We'll wait for it to come around again. There's Apollo 6. And now we're going to do the most ridiculous thing in the entire world, which for some reason was to dock. I don't know really why I decided to do it by docking, but anyway. Okay. We've missed it again. It doesn't matter, we're just going to launch. And we're going to head towards 90. Okay, well, it's slightly different orbit, but that will do. Add maneuver, make it a nice sizable orbit. 36, 105, 123. Right, that'll do. Right, cool. A burn of 32 seconds. We've got some fuel left. not as much as I would like, but you know. We'll be able to do something with this burn. Hooray! We have managed to dock in Mun orbit. Alright. So, we should probably get these guys into the CSM, because I don't really want to have anything to do with the CSM anything to do with the lander module much anymore. We're not going to re-enter with it. We can't re-enter with it if we were actually doing this properly. The crew hatch is there, our crew hatch is here. We should be able to just EVA Jeb, and we're just gonna here's how this works. We just want to crawl around, crawl around. Alright, so that's Jeb across, and then there's just Bob, who's currently in the lander. We just need to get him into the crew. No, he's behind. Alright, so all of our crew are currently in the command module. Where is our crew? Just confirm. Yeah, the lander can is empty, so we'll just raise its gear. We no longer really need its gear. Well, actually no, it's kind of fun traipsing around with it as is. It actually has a whole lot of RCS, which is kind of useful, so we'll probably continue to use its RCS. And now we just need to get ourselves into a decent exit to try and intersect with the Mun. So alright, we reckon we're gonna hit... 75. That's not bad. That's not in the atmosphere, but we can probably get there with a corrective burn along the way. So we'll do a corrective burn along the way. Alright, so we'll just get rid of that node. We should have a PE of 31 kilometers. That is exactly what we want. So we're now on our way from there's the Mun, there's the Sun, there is Kerbin. So we're now on our journey away from the Moon. There goes the Moon. Here comes Kerbin. So the intention behind this is that we're actually going to be able to come into nice atmospheric entry. We can actually probably get rid of our lander. Oh, it'll burn up in the atmosphere anyway. We'll eject it fairly late and it'll burn up in the atmosphere. So So we're now at an orbit of 200 kilometers. We are now very much in the atmosphere. I'm going to unlock it. So goodbye lander. Probably should have ejected that sooner than I did, but never mind. So we're now well inside the atmosphere. Atmospheric effects will be starting to kick in. Let's get rid of our rest of our junk. So our lander's gone in, and our this is not. Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's not going to work. So we're well inside. Well inside the atmosphere now. Going for a re-entry. This is a straight arrow braking re-entry. Should find a... Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely going to get pretty close. Yeah, we're definitely going to come inside the atmosphere. Good, good. So we've managed to do this by not a bounce, but a slight, an unusual re-entry corridor that I wasn't really expecting, because seemed to have kind of not bounced, but the re-entry corridor was kind of interesting. That's okay. It's quite alright. We're gonna get home. It's the main thing. Well, there we are. Bill, Jeb, and Bob have taken their journey from Kerbin all the way out to the Mun, landed on the Mun, walked around on the Mun, came back, all safe and sound. I'm actually really happy that it was Jeb that was on this mission, because Jeb's awesome. I'm surprised at how much fuel I ended up being able to bring back. There wasn't that much left in the lander, but there was quite a lot left in the CSM, which is a lot more than I've ever had before on any of these missions. So I think I finally managed to work out what I was doing wrong with some of my previous launches. So it's good to kind of see. We're almost on the ground. Well, the water, I guess. And there we are. Safe on Kerbin. All three of our Kerbals have enjoyed their little trip, and they're safely back. I'll show you the stats if you really want to see them. 2.9 G, that's not too bad. We Covered 22 million meters. I see the flight events are very much. Jeb went on an EVA, and Jeb then came back, and Bob went on an EVA, and then Bob came back, and then 22 hours we arrived back. Apparently we had a liftoff at 22. Anyway, who knows? Anyway, that's our ground tour. We've been to the Mun and back safely. We have with entirely stock parts and without any mods installed. So if anyone's wondering whether or not it is possible to go back and forth without anything more than your eyeballs, it is entirely possible to do so. I shall hopefully see you all guys later.